capacity building. I want to start off by just doing a simple definition of the definition of capacity building. It's basically an approach to development that seeks to enhance potential in a sustainable manner, working with people and organizations to enhance their ability to address their challenges. And in the dairy sector, there are quite a number of challenges, and that's why we are looking out for support from all areas. The dairy sector has a value chain that have all these people, institutions that we need to work with, that they need to be built capacity, so that when the donor steps out, those institutions should be able to do what they were meant to do efficiently and effectively. Now, capacity building in the dairy sector should target where? If we have to build the capacity of institutions and the people, we need to focus on 3 key areas. Area number 1 is human resource development. We don't want to always, like, the donor must always be there for things to happen. We need to think about capacity building of the human resource that we have in all the institutions and in the people that are participating in the dairy sector. There is the second component, that is that organizational development. We need, and I think that is one of the key challenges we have in our dairy sector, in view of the fact that a farmer who is just milking 2 liters of milk, it's not possible for him to do it and deliver milk 300 kilometers away. They need to work into a cooperative, and the organizations in these cooperatives is wanting. And therefore, there is need to focus on capacity building within the organizations and the institutions that are in the dairy sector. Where are we going to focus our capacity building? I want to just share with you the dairy value chain, which we have to upgrade, which we have to build the capacity, if at the end of it all, we'll step out and things will still go in place. The dairy value chain is a very complex chain. We start off with producers. Those producers require different capacity building. The producers themselves. We are saying, first of all, our producers, some of them are doing dairy as a hobby. So first of all, having to mentor them to look at dairy as a business is a whole activity. So producers need to be mentored, others, already those who are in dairy, maybe they need to be shown how to focus on cow evaluation, bull selection, cow comfort, nutrition, further establishment, management, and preservation. There's so much that needs to be done there. And therefore, there is a whole number of activities that need to be done there, and we all need to understand that the farmer is so crucial in the dairy sector. Most of us maybe get paid because the farmer is operating, whether he knows it or he doesn't know it. Whether it is the processors, the traders, they all make their money from the farmer, knowingly or unknowingly. When you move on the randa, the producers take their milk either to traders, they take it to the SBOs or small business organizations or milk bulking centers. It can be transported by various people who are also stakeholders. We may not like them, but they are there. But this does not happen unless you also have support services. Support services are required right from the input service providers, and there's a whole range of them. Many input service provider, including the chaff cutter guy who supplies the chaff cutter. We need the financial service provider. Every time you talk to farmers, even here, they'll tell you it is money that we are looking for. Yet I know in this country we have so much money that we can't finish it. But there are challenges. People may not know how and where to source funds. And I'll go to that, showing the challenges that we have in capacity building in the dairy sector. Business and technical service providers. These are people that that are very valuable in the dairy sector. They too require capacity building. Some of them are good, some of them are not good. But all these are support services, support markets that are very, very important for this chain to function. Apart from that, we have issues like testing, and we are saying if we are really going to be competitive in the region, then we need to start our testing right from the household level. We have the regulatory and inspection. We have ordinances, standards, policies. That is what we call creating an enabling business environment. Now, for those who possibly have not known what Land O'Lakes, for instance, under the Kenya Dairy Sector Competitiveness Program is doing, we have been given the mandate to work along the entire value chain. Number one, component one is supposed to help in creating an enabling business environment. And we are part and parcel of the National Dairy Task Force that is actually handling some of those major things that must be done if the dairy sector has to be competitive. We are also working with farmers, the producers, and we are supposed to establish, revive, mentor, and establish farmer organizations where they are very disappointed and they don't want to hear the word cooperative. Tunaingia pole pole. Let's start off with that self-help group and move on. And because we intend for them to have a serious business, they have to have a legal entity. Because when they start wanting to look for money, if you are a self-help group, you have challenges of expansion, of looking for money. So they may start very small, but we might want to mentor them to get to the next level. It's a slow process and a very tedious process. It is not something we want to do touch and go, but it is a slow process which must be done. We do not want Land O'Lakes or even development partners to focus on being on the ground doing the doing. We are saying when the donor leaves, what will happen? At farmer level, with the NASEP policy, the government policy on extension, we do recognize the government is doing a lot of work in capacity building its institutions that are churning out graduates that are going through AI, animal health, and so forth. So our job here is to identify some of those service providers, mentor them to do service provision as a business, and mentor them to start relating with the farmers, and they become friends. So that when we step out, that service provider will continue serving the farmer because he's a son of their friend within the village. So this is one of the strategies that we use to ensure that when we start working in an area, when we step out, the service provider will be left working with the farmer. It's also a slow process because some of them, when they see the NGO, the first thing they think is that maybe I'm going to give them money so that they can train the farmers. But our job is to mentor them, to see what is in them, what is in there for me if I train them. If I empower the farmers, it means they will start demanding my services. And that is one key activity that we think is very, very important. And using that, but it is what we would call generally the business development methodology. And most of the donors have agreed. And this was agreed. We have, at the moment now, we have what we call the donor committee. And the donor committee, all the donors are party to this. Danida, US, USAID, Netherlands, all these donors have decided to look back and ask themselves, we've been pumping money in certain economies. How come that people are not getting transformed? And possibly, we are the ones prescribing what needs to be done. And now they're using a different approach. And this is an approach that we are calling the business development service methodology that makes whatever it is that you are doing, think about it as a business so that you start seeing you have to make something out of what you are doing, provide that service to the farmer, and the farmer should be able to see value for what you are doing and you continue paying. And this, we have seen it working very well. The AI service providers actually offer a service and they are paid for that particular service. The animal health assistant does the same. The person building the cow sheds, the people building biogases, all of them are doing what they are doing at a fee, and the farmer is able to. So the development partners either come in to help us to link and create awareness and create confidence, because farmers have also burnt their fingers. They are not sure that this service provider is going to deliver the service. But if I walk along with that service provider, and this is Mrs. Monene, they know where they can get me. They get a little bit of trust that this person is being recommended. Maybe he knows what he's doing. And that, to us, is one of the ways of making the development activities sustainable after the donors have stepped back. So what is the way forward? The way forward to sustainable capacity building in this country and in the dairy sector is, first of all, we need to lay the right communication infrastructure. If we have that in place, many things are going to start happening. Need for local ownership. We must agree we want to develop the dairy sector. And what I believe is together we can make it happen. Thank you very much. That's my contact. You can get in touch with me. Thank you.